Hello friends, it is December the 5th of 2024. This video is a tribute to Dimebag Darrell, legendary heavy metal guitar player. One of the greatest guitar players of all time, most definitely. This December the 8th, it'll be 20 years since his passing, so I want to pay tribute to him. Okay, so Dimebag Darrell is best known as being the guitarist of Pantera, Damageplan, as well as a few other projects. I started to get into Pantera when I was around 15. I had heard about them previously, but at 15 that's when I started to get into their music, and I purchased a bunch of their classic albums like Cowboys from Hell and Vulgar Display of Power, Far Beyond Driven, The Great Southern Trendkill, their live album, and Reinventing the Steel, phenomenal albums right here. So yeah, Pantera formed back in 1981. They released a total of 9 studio albums, and yeah, so they were active for many years, and yeah, just a very legendary band. And so they actually split up around 2003. And there were some tensions within the band. Certain band members wanted to do different things. So Dimebag Darrell, along with his brother Vinnie Paul, who was the drummer of Pantera, decided to form Damageplan. Okay, this album came out in, I believe, March of 2004. Yeah, this is a pretty good album as well. It definitely has that Pantera vibe to it. Okay, but sadly, Dimebag Darrell, when he was performing with the band Damageplan, on December the 8th of 2004 at a club in Ohio, it was fatally shot by a crazed man who came up on the stage. As soon as the band was beginning to perform their set, he had come up on stage and murdered Dimebag Darrell with a 9mm pistol, and he murdered 3 other people at the venue as well. It was an incredibly tragic situation, horribly tragic, and but the murderer, the guy who killed the 4 people, including Dimebag Darrell, of course, he was fatally shot by a police officer. And yeah, just a terribly tragic incident. And I remember hearing about this incident when I was on my way to school. I would have been 18 years old at the time. I was on the school bus, and we had a radio on the school bus, and it was playing one of the rock stations, the local rock stations. And I overheard this on the radio that Dimebag Darrell had been shot at this club in Ohio. And I was kind of, I didn't hear it maybe terribly clearly, and so I was a bit confused for many hours afterwards. I was trying to get some details about what happened. Did Dimebag Darrell actually get shot? Is he dead? And interestingly enough, I was actually wearing a Pantera shirt that day. I mean, of course, I was such a huge fan of Pantera and Damageplan as well. And yeah, so the details emerged later that day that he indeed was murdered. And yeah, I was terribly sad. I remember being quite saddened by the situation, and was saddened by it for many weeks, in fact, months. And it was difficult to listen to the music of Pantera and Damageplan for quite a while, in fact, probably a few years for me, because I was just so shooken up by the whole situation. Of course, I just loved Dimebag Darrell so much. I mean, his guitar playing and you know, his personality as well. He was just such a unique individual, and did so much for metal in general. It was just so sad that he was murdered, and you know, eventually I got over it, but you know, it still bothers me to this day somewhat. And you know, but I can still listen to Pantera now and Damageplan, and there is another album that he did release after his passing. The family released after his passing. This is a collaboration between members of Pantera and David Allan Coe. It's sort of like a country metal type of album. This one is worth checking out as well. I remember purchasing that one after his passing, and pretty good album. But yeah, Dimebag Darrell, what a legendary guitarist and unique individual. Did so much for metal. Will always be remembered. And of course, Pantera is sort of like they're back together now, doing sort of like a tribute of sorts. 2 of the original members of Pantera are playing in this reunion of Pantera alongside with Zakk Wylde on guitar, and I think Charlie Benante on drums. And unfortunately, I haven't seen them perform live. It'd be pretty cool to see them perform live, perform all those old classic songs. But yeah, Pantera, just love them so much, and have listened to the music so much throughout the years. And yeah, just continue to enjoy it. Of course, Damage Plan is great as well, and yeah, his life was cut short, but he certainly did so much great within the metal world, and has inspired so many people like myself. But yeah, very, very tragic indeed. But yeah, he will always be remembered, and he will always live on. That's for sure. Dimebag Darrell, phenomenal musician. Okay, yeah, great guy as well, and yeah, just paying tribute to him, and yeah, love him so much. All right, Dimebag, we miss you, and yeah, it's been 20 years now, but yeah, you'll always be remembered, my friend. All right, everybody, I just thought I should do this tribute, and yeah, it's a very good thing to have done. Okay, all right, my friends, and thank you very much for watching, and I want to say thanks to all the people who watch my videos and subscribe to my channel. Take care. Cheers.